Hey yo, it is I. It is your friend, your next door neighbor, your next born neighbor, your purveyor of bad streaming. It is I, your King Ginger, your tiny big boy. So we're doing some pedal craft tonight. I'm gonna turn my blaring music down, even though I love this song. Yeah. So why pedal craft tonight? Um, the big bad retail daddy, Colin, is got a schedule that's not super reliable for him right now because of it's the retail season. It's like rough going out there, and he's the front line in the trenches, kicking ass, taking names, taking coupons. He's our best retail boy. We miss him and we love him very much. But he's got to work. So rather than fiddle with the time and then fuck me up real bad because I got to go to work early, I decided to do this. I've been meaning to get back on the peddler. I was sick for a couple days, but now I'm back. I'm back, baby. Um, did some remodeling on the compound here where everybody lives. And then yeah, it's been good. I don't know what I'm gonna. What I think we're gonna do is we're gonna check our farm first, and then we're going to probably go over that hill. I don't know what's there, but this upsets me to no end. I love golems, but why are you in the garden? There's no excuse. I don't even know how you got in there. I'm not even disappointed. I am actually angry. Give me your sweet irons. Ooh, you're in good shape. All right, that's fine. Okay, let's make sure there's no issues out here. Oh, sweet. Yay. So for those that care, things are going pretty well. Care, we don't care. Been super busy at work. Things have been going well. I've had to deal with a lot of interesting situations, which I do loves me a challenge, especially when it comes to working with folks in situations that need that assistance. I talked today to our person in charge of fundraising because I think I want to try to do a fundraiser for my place of business because I think it would help. And I'll tell you what, until you've seen folks in that situation on a daily basis, it's real hard to imagine how difficult it is. But so it's been an interesting transition. I do still get to work with my favorite folks, which are those individuals who are have disabilities, which is cool. Situations are generally very difficult and not pleasant, but I know that I'll be able to help them, and I'll be able to help them circumnavigate this world that no one asked for that. Even folks, and we do have a couple that are kind of stinkers. I'll use that as the word of choice. They're stinkers about their situation. They'll be dishonest with you about some stuff and just be overall difficult. And yeah, there's a lot of addicts as well. And chemical dependency is no joke. And that can make things extremely difficult. But that all being said, man, did we get all the cows fed? I feel like we didn't. How about that guy? That guy. Even though now we're going to get more gray sheepus, which is the last thing we need. You know, it's one of those situations. It's just difficult. So you got to really build up your empathy. Got to come to work humble. Everybody knows it's difficult. Be prepared to help and get on with the day. So that's what I do. I've had the luxury of serving some really cool folks so far. And I hope that I'm able to serve them further so they can get where they're trying to get to in life. So yeah, there's the work lowdown. Is it good every day? No, it isn't. Is it still like the mission statement of helping others going well? Hell yeah, it is. So what are you going to do? Keep plugging away, baby. So yeah, because our boy had other things going on, I thought it might be a good day to bust out a little bit of the old pedal craft. Also, I haven't played Minecraft this the last couple weeks, barely, unless I don't know the last time I did any streaming, because I don't have any concept of time anymore, which is depressing to say out loud. And this chucklehead, he just can't keep out of that area, and it's beyond aggravating. Whereas this dude is just like, I don't want the alcohol. Boom. All right, cool. Yeah, how are we going to do this with your friend here? Look at this bullshit. What I'm really surprised is these guys didn't try to run off. They're just like, yeah, sure, whatever. Buford, get out of there. For physics. So yeah, that's where we're at. This is our lives. This is what we do with our life. Day after day, time after time, just getting down. We have, I think, plenty of tools. And give me a slice. We're gonna put this guy in here. We're gonna grab one of these Sharpie boys. I'm gonna grab one of these Sharpie boys, one of these Sharpie boys. And we're going to, I think, leave the stick here. Keep the dirt. Leave the wheat seeds here. Oh, let's go out and feed our chickens. And then we'll go on adventure. I guess. Doug's been building a whole bunch of stuff, but he hasn't talked to me in a while. So, I mean, since last weekend. So, I don't know what his plan is. Doug is a secretive man. I don't know what he's even been up to. I know he's got like homies that might be coming to visit or something. Or he had folks come visit him because they went to a local wrestling show that was like, that's what you decided to go to? Because like, all right, not my um group of choice, but then again, I'm real particular when it comes to that. Who's gonna get my money locally? Question one is, did I work for them at any point? Question two is, did I like working for them at any point? Were they good to us? Yeah, dude, I already gave you food. Look at these little guys. Just like they're water guys. It's like just ready to do their thing. I'm trying to think if I got anything. Not at all I expected when I turned the corner. You know, you guys don't have to live there, right? Um, let's quickly get all this. Boo. Love your life right now, chickens. At some point, Papa gonna come home to roost. There will be blood. Oh, tomorrow's cheat day. I'm looking forward to eating an obnoxious amount of calories. Um, I've been pretty good all week. Last weekend was Cassandra's birthday weekend, so it was not as good. But since I've stepped back up, I'm back in the zone of not eating like a maniac. Um, so that's good business to know about, I guess. Super Spike. I'm trying to think if there's anything else been like super interesting going on in our world this last week. Oh man, so my car has been awesome, and by awesome I mean I've wanted to wreck it against a guardrail just to show my utmost hatred. So we've had to sink a bunch of money into the car lately. I mean, granted, I didn't drive my car for 2 years, maybe a little bit more. It sat, so we got it up and running. And I can't remember what broke down first, but something broke down, and we were both pissed off about it. Had to pay more money. Tomorrow, I don't know what I'm eating tomorrow. Cassandra is off with her homies, doing their Friday once a month jam session. I don't want to go crazy because money's tight. So I'm trying to think of something I can get that's reasonable that will scratch that high calorie, I'm a gross slob itch. And I know there's stuff out there that will do that. It's, I gotta be like, yeah, that's the ticket. But I'm not sure what yet. Good question. 10 points, Gryffindor. Um, so I remember what I was talking about now. Oh, the car shitting the bed. So then last night I'm driving home and it's snowing because Minnesota. And as I'm getting ready to like start the vast majority of my damn Doug took all my stuff. It's not my stuff, I should say. Doug pillaged this place. No, he didn't. I remember I moved it downstairs. Woo! Bad heart attack. I was gonna be real mad. All right, time to go adventure. After we do this. So the window literally just fell out. I fell like down and like just stayed like down into the side my whole ride home. And it was cold and snowing, and I was just like, this is bullshit. So yeah, that was my car being amazing yesterday. So we're trying to figure out how much that's gonna run us. I'm sure it won't be cheap. No car shit's cheap. Doug, we don't do that. Douglas. I know he did that because he's the only other person currently playing on this. I put safety measures down for a reason. So yeah, it was awesome. So I got to contact our insurance company to see if our glass insurance on our vehicle will cover it. If it covers it, then sweet, good times. Yeah, what up, elephant? I wish I knew what to feed these guys so I could become their pals because they seem like righteous dudes, but I don't. I don't know, and I don't want to spend the time to look it up because I'm lazy. I'm lazy like that. Dump these lilacs in our giant backpack of our bag of holding that Doug made us. So yeah, that's where that was fun. But what are you gonna do? That's adulting. Trying to do good at it. It's super funny too. As soon as like I got this job, which I like for the challenge of it, not necessarily the pay, because it just doesn't pay that well, which is fine. Social services never does, but this is like a pretty steep pay cut, unfortunately. So it makes things a little difficult, especially around the holidays now, which is sad. It makes me sad. It making me sad. Like all these people are now reaching out and be like, "Hey, I saw your resume, all these places. Are you still looking?" And I'm like, "I'm not looking, but I will definitely like hear you out. I mean, if you make me some crazy offer, then we can talk. But I'm not actively shopping around. Especially this new job's like kind of a mess right now. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean it in a positive way. Like they're trying to get things back on track. So like they're down to like make changes and they're also committed to it. It's super cool. It reminds me of like some of my favorite places to work in that respect, where you got a bunch of motivated people together who are like down to do the job, and there's like no egos involved. It's just straight up like everybody's in it for the same cause. It makes me feel really good. I don't know if everyone else feels that way, but I do. But I also like I like a challenge that way. So, and it's been challenging, but it's cool. I might, I make no promises, but I'm talking to our person who is in charge the of us getting funds. We might do us, or I might. I don't know if anyone else wanted to be in on it, but we might do a stream to raise funds, which would be super cool. So because we're the only type of, there's only one of us in the state like doing the type of work we're doing, which is both cool and real depressing when you think about it. Oh, hey, there's a burr. And I think I'm just going to move away from you. Since we are like treating root causes of homelessness and helping help people achieve like manageable housing rather than just being like a way station. But that's just me. Spike, how are you doing? I know we haven't spoken in a little bit. I don't know. I've lost track of what time is. So there's more bears. Yep, more burr. But I don't think it would be like a big extra lifestyle, like massive thing. I think it would just be like, hey, let's do like a 24, maybe a 48-hour type of thing, and like try to just like whatever money we raise would be like whatever money we raise. It wouldn't be like quite as competitive feeling as sometimes I feel like Extra Life gets for us, where we're just like some way, shape, or form we get to this mindset where we're like, we have to win Extra Life, which is funny to me. Probably not funny to him. Probably not funny to James, but James like, we must be the best money raisers ever for kids. We must embody the Wu-Tang. Because James is just like a monster, man. I don't know anybody else who is so dedicated and so busting his ass constantly to do cool shit for other people, and they'll never know he does it. So it's an amazing thing. He's not just a good friend. James is a good human. He's one of them good peoples. There's not enough really, really good people in the world. And James is one of them folks. Die. Guess what? You're going to be dead too. And you too. So yeah, that's kind of what's on the hap. I don't know what I'm going to eat tomorrow. If you have suggestions, please put them in the chat. What would be a good cheat meal? Since I'll be on my cheat tomorrow. I am going to get a goddamn spicy mocha from Caribou. I will tell you that right now. That is not a cheap caloric beverage, but you know what? That's what cheat day is for. Cheat day is for cheating. And tomorrow shall be the cheat. Oh, dude, are you okay? Oh, God, acid reflux is the worst. I do all right. I have my moments. But I will say this, and not mean it in a joking fashion, because sometimes my self-deprecation can also come off that I'm giving others shit. I'm a better person because of the people I surround myself with. Um, the James Wheelers of the world, the Cassandras of the world, um, the David Wheelers of the world, the Matt Lynn's of the world. That's right, bow down. The Super Spikes of the world. I'm a better person because y'all. And that makes me happy to be able to say that. Let's get some of this action. I keep looking for coffee beans. I don't see any. It's if we can get lava, but we got lava at home. I don't think there's any good ramen places around here that I'm at all aware of. That's the other thing is like they got to be places that I'm aware of and that will be like in the DoorDash because like an hour ago I had to gas up Cassandra's car on the way home and I couldn't get my card to work because don't make fun of me because I couldn't remember how to do it, which sucks to say out loud. But so and the thing was like, you can pay inside. And I was like, no, I cannot pay inside. There's like 500 people here, it feels like, and I don't want to be around them. I don't want to be around you at all. So I then got my car and left. Brave Sir Robin ran away and got gas elsewhere. Oh, God. I'm having still having them problems dealing with humans. So, but on the flip side, I did gas up my wife's car, which was nice because she's gassed up mine like twice lately, and my engine's way bigger than hers. So, trying to pay off them karmic debts. I don't even know where we're going right now, but we're just going, which will be fun to try to find our way home. Yeah. There was something said today at work about like, I was asking someone to help me with something, like to go back over something again. And they were like, okay, but someone showed you to do that, right? And I was like, yep. And they were like, well, do you want to go over it again? And I was like, yeah, you guys, I'm pretty sure most of you know, like I will not absorb this the first time. Like it'll just go right in one ear hole and right out the other one. It's not you being a bad teacher or anything. It's just my brain doesn't work that way. So I felt bad for like that I had to ask again, but at the same time, like you can either tell me how to do it or I can just not do it. So I think you'll probably want to tell me how to do it. Oh, hi, white sheep. I need your wool. But only the white sheep and the black sheep. Everybody else, you're safe. See, I want to know how to be friends with you. Can we be buds? Do I sticks maybe? Yes, free hand as the crack breaks the surface. Be in line to. I don't know where he went. He ran away. He was too fast. So anyway, like, yeah, that's what's going on. Oh, there we go. Finally, let's go. We got it. We can go back home and just make a a couple log stand of this and have infinite Kyokyo bean. But first, we're just going to keep going. I'm not sure why I kind of sound like one of the guys from the Venture Brothers when I talk like that. Oh no. Okay, let's see if we can make a friend. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Don't you want this stick? You like wood. Come get this stick. Come get this stick. Nope. I know your ass don't want this stick. You don't want this smoke either. Oh, shit. So dumb. Let's just cut down some trees so we can get all the sticks when we get back, we can be best friends again with our Fletcher. Yeah, like that's what I had to explain to the person was like, it's not that I don't, it's just like I have TBI. So like sometimes I just can't remember. Like it just disappears. So I'm not trying to harass you or anything. I just don't know how this works. So help me. And I promise it will pay dividends for you. I'm not going to fuck around with that bear. But sometimes I'm always afraid people do not understand that. And they are going to get frustrated with me. And I don't want to deal with that. So I'm trying right now to be as humble and as kind as I can at work. Because I do really appreciate like everyone's work ethic. And what we're doing is not easy. So, I mean, but I've already like some of the folks, I've had to tell them already, like some of the clients have had to be like, hey, listen, we're all good and everything, but like there's going to be a time where you're going to have to get stuff done. Like there will be I'm giving you a grace period, but that's what it is. It's a grace period. So I'm here to help. But if you decide not to do any of that and you decide not to take that help, well, you will find that you'll get discharged from the shelter. I've already had to do a couple discharges now, and it is not fun. Especially in Minnesota winter, where you're telling somebody, I don't know where you're going to sleep tonight, but I will tell you it's not going to be here. We had one the other day where a young lady came in on a one-night stay. She could only stay one night, and she had like no idea about like Minnesota winter because she was from the Caribbean. And she came here for a job, and then the job didn't work out. And she had nowhere else to go because she had no money. Like she came all the way up here for that. And then when it didn't work out, she's just stranded. And we had no beds open to help her permanently. And I mean, everyone was full, and the advocates at our front desk were busting their ass trying to find something. And it was like, it was snowing outside and cold. And I just was like, well, we can't just put this person on the street. Like, I am not okay with that. So we lucked out, and one of the agencies we partner with was like at the last minute was like, we actually do have beds. And I was like, oh God, thank you. This poor girl looked like she was 19, 20 tops. And just like, somehow got herself here, and then like was, had no way to get back. It was depressing, like to see someone put in that situation. And when you're talking to them and you're like, yeah, I can give you some bus tokens, but like, I don't have a bed for you. You used that bed up last night, and the only reason you got that bed last night is because the police brought you in. Like, because they thought you would hopefully have a bed here. And I just kept thinking, like, God damn, that's somebody's kid, like, who got caught up in like some type of, it seemed like a scheme, and now got here and has nowhere to go. Crazy. I'm learning more, even more so than working in disability services, how like kind of truly awful the world is. Just there's some situations that I am just completely and utterly appalled by that I have to deal with, and they're not appalling for like me in any way. It's appalling that people find themselves in those situations, and that the system has so drastically failed them. It just blows my mind that the world is so just callous to folks. So when we do have good news and people are making headway and stuff, it's super cool because you're able to be, celebratory with them. And like, sometimes that's them. Some of them folks don't got anybody, so they need that. They need people to be like, "Oh, you're on my side." So yeah, I mean, people don't give a shit about each other. It's like the middle thing that Kurt Russell says in The Thing. It's what is it? Something about like, it's very cold. We're all very tired, and no one trusts anyone anymore. That's the dystopia we live in now. I try not to dwell on it too much, because I think if you set in it too much, it gets to be too much. And oh, of course, it's going to rain now. You'll be like that. Well, we're just going to camp out on this stump, and there's nothing you or anybody else can do about it. Game. Camping. But I think if we all work together and we keep trying, Spike, to put that energy out there that like, hey, you don't have to do unto others as has been done to you. There are good folks out here doing good things, and they have got your back. I think that sometimes that helps. I mean, but I don't disagree. It's more often than not, it does feel like an unrecognizable situation for the most part. And, and I'm by and large not doing terrible. I mean, I'm not doing as well as I was, but I mean, I'm seeing people who are doing worse every day. And that's also very humbling. Every time I'm like, I'm not doing as well as I was, I can just go, this motherfucker over here. And I say that with tenderness and affection. They're living in their car. So, you know what? I am doing okay, and I should stop bitching. So I try to keep that in mind. Like I said, like you and I have talked about before too, Spike, like you work in disability services and you get a taste for recognizing like, I don't have a reason to complain about anything because I can function in. I'm in a world that is built for me to function within, with very little stress. As far as like everyone communicates relatively the same way. The concepts of the world I understand reasonably well. But when you work with folks who they're living in a world that's not built for them at all, and no one gives a shit to make it easier for them except for the folks who work with them, you start to realize, like, oh God, I got it real good. So just kind of keeping that kind of understanding and recognition is very helpful. Also, like, I've been really lucky. I've had a lot of good people around me who have like helped keep me in the proper mindset when it comes to shit like recognizing your place. So I have not overstepped my bounds at all and gone into any like white savior type of situations, which at times I was very concerned about. That I was like, that's a trope for a reason, and people even with good intentions fall into that where they end up just robbing people of their agency. Like, and I don't understand your situation. So I can be empathetic, but I can't provide sympathy because it's not what I do. So, yeah, you're not wrong. You ain't wrong, Spike. You ain't wrong. Just do the best we can with what we got. You know. Oh no, we lost our axe. Oh no. Oop. Do we have the stuff to make new axe? Do we? Oh, we do. Guess we're gonna stay out here a little longer. All you can do is keep trying. That's all we can do. I guess like that's what I was talking about. The dude at work, Paul, who does like the donation stuff. He's our like fundraising guy. I was like, we've been doing Extra Life for 10 years. It's been amazing. But I think one of the things I'm actually most proud of here recently was, I mean, besides Extra Life and being us kicking ass and taking names at Extra Life, with the help of everybody who donates, but was like what we were able to do for Chris Hale. That was very personal to all of us because we knew Chris or know Chris or Hess Snow as they are known now, and really care about that guy. He's our friend, and to know he was in trouble and that the folks, on the East Coast weren't able to or had exhausted their options, was like, well, this is on us. Then we got to do something about this. I mean, it sounds silly, but like it's a very Goonies moment, like of us going like, we got to save the museum type of shit. But like, I truly believe that like that'll be in some ways how all of us are judged when we and I'm not a biblical guy at all, and I'm definitely not a God guy. But just like when we can look in the mirror and just go like, we did the best we could and we help people. Like, almost if I could take the new Hurt Syndicate song, that new "We hurt people, which I oddly love that little weird creepy tune. But if we could do that the other way around, we help people, we help people. I mean, granted, that almost came off like I was doing a creepy old lady laugh, but that's just for you, Spike. But I don't know, that type of situation. I want to be able to do good. The restorative power of doing good in your community or for your extended family is important. Especially like this week. I didn't find out about it till this week, I should say. But my Uncle Rusty passed. He was my great uncle, my grandma's brother. And he was absolutely an amazing dude. He was 100 years old. He had been, I want to say in the Marines. It was in the Marines or the Navy during the Second World War. He was dirt poor growing up in Missouri. Back when it was named misery, not for what they cause other people, but for just because that's how bad it was living there. Just like he lived a hard life, but he always was like the most positive guy. Like he just was so charismatic, and he was just like, we'd go to family reunions and you'd like hunt out Rusty because like he was just hilarious. Always joking around, always making the hula girl on his forearm dance. Just the coolest guy. Like one of those people that I look back on and recognize how formative they were to like everybody in my family. That like I cannot think of anyone. He didn't have feuds with anybody. He was just like top-notch human being. And his wife, my Aunt Isla Jean, was just an absolutely gorgeous woman. I mean, just like even at an at an older age, like she was beautiful, absolutely stupendous looking, which was always super funny because Rusty would always joke that he tricked her into marrying him. She got Alzheimer's, and like he never left her side. Like he was with her from diagnosis to end of life. Like he wouldn't put her in a home or anything. He was like, this is my wife, love of my life. She's my responsibility, and I will treat her with the same love and dignity I always have. And it was just like, because like my mom's dad, my grandma, she got Alzheimer's, and like my grandpa tried taking care of her. And it almost killed him. He just couldn't do it. And he was so like stuck on trying and so goddamn stubborn that it almost killed him. So gave him heart problems, all kinds of bad stuff. And not that dude was a great person, because he and I did not get along. Doesn't mean he was a bad person, just meaning he was not like my type of person, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. Hence the reason I was not in the will. Like my brother would tease me. He'd be like, guess who's not going to be in the will? I was like, I know it's me. But like, I always admired like what he tried. He tried his ass off. It almost killed him, but he like never, it hurt him physically to have to admit defeat in that respect and get her better care. And one of the biggest differences between the two was my Uncle Rusty asked for help. He would be like, I don't know how to do this, so who do I need to talk to? He like got so invested in this stuff that he became an ombudsman, because he did not like the treatment my Aunt Isla Jean got. That's wild. Like a retired guy, going through this super stressful time, with his wife, and he's still like, well, this isn't just about her. This is about like everybody. This is about like that nobody's wife should be treated like this. Nobody's whatever they are to whoever should be treated in the way that I feel like she's been treated. And that's fucking amazing. Like that dude was just lived to 100, went dancing every week, you know, just like just a sweetheart of a man. So I you know, it was sad because I didn't get to see him that much when I got older because, you know, I moved away. And like I said, I didn't even know he passed, which was frustrating. And it's not like anybody kept it from me. It's just my immediate family is very much like out of sight, out of mind. So, and I am out of sight. So much of the time I am out of mind. But like I was sad about it, but I wasn't like pissed about it. Sandra was pissed. She was just like, you had to find out about this dude who, you know, means a lot to you, who was very important to you. You had to find out about his death from me because it was on Facebook. I was like, yeah, it don't make me happy, but you know, I can't do anything about it. But like, I'm trying real hard to like live up to the legacy of people like that, you know, who I mean, he was a fucking scout leader. He did all this shit when he just didn't have to. And it was still like, that's just who he was like, you know, he constantly talking about his community and, you know, what it meant to be a part of communities and like how you had to sacrifice for communities. You have, you know, give of yourself to make the world a better place. Just a real inspirational guy. And I'm sad that he's gone, but that dude had a hell of a run. I mean, like an epic run. 100 years. Just a beastly run. And he'll be missed, you know. But anyway, mad love and respect to the Russell. Also, he was a redhead, so almost everybody on that side of the family is a redhead, which is funny because my dad was not, but my grandma and all of her siblings just bright ass orange hair. I wouldn't call it redheaded; they're orange heads. I have red hair; they have orange hair, or had, because pretty much everybody's dead now. Oh. No, thank you. You know what? We're just gonna do this, jobber. We don't need any of this. We got lava. We've got lava at home. Oh, I see something flash over I want to take this ash. I don't really know what we do with it, but we're gonna take it. But anyway, so yeah, it's been like a weird week that way. But mad love to Rusty. So yeah, I don't even know how to go on. I'm just what to say after that. I know it sounds silly, but basically, like just eulogizing my great uncle there for a little bit, I guess. And what a righteous dude he was. Also, that guy had the strongest fucking hands of any human I've ever met. He would like So I have cousins that like are big dudes. Like I'm probably the biggest, not to brag, but like my cousin Kevin was a two-time, I want to say, Division II All-American. He I have to apologize. Like I said, you have to give condolences on Rusty. He lived a long ass life and was a fucking boss throughout that entire time period. He was just the coolest. But anyway, I appreciate it though. Thank you, Spike. Um, but so Kevin was a two-time Division II All-American, just a tank of a little tank man. I used to make fun of him all the time about it because I'd be like, "Oh, you're All-State in Missouri, where they just let anyone be All-State." Just we would say mean shit to each other all the time. He's a little bit older than me, but he played on two Division II. His Pittsburgh State University, which is where he played, were two-time national champions at, when he was there, which was super cool. And we went to two of the biggest playoff games. I don't know if I've ever talked about on the channel, but one they, I think it was the first year they were playing against North Dakota State to see who would play in the national championship. And it came down to an overtime goal line stand. And it was at Pitt State, and they made this goal line stand, and the North Dakota fans thought that they got in the end zone. So they started rushing the field. And then the officials waved them off, and it turned into a goddamn riot. It was amazing. The Pitt State fans lost their shit rushing the field. Like my dad was like, "Do you want to rush the field?" And I was like, "I do not. That looks insane." So we didn't rush the field. But after the game, Kev came out and talked to us, and Frank Broyles, who was the head coach at Pitt State at the time, was like, "Hey, I've been keeping an eye on you. You know, when are you going to come back to Pittsburgh? Because I was born there, and play for me." And they recruited me in high school, and then I didn't go there, which now I regret greatly. But Coach Broyles was always super cool to me, though. But I just remember one of the things I remember, like Uncle Rusty was there, but there was a whole contingent of us mayors and kunklers there. And after the game, I watched my cousin take a copious amount of ibuprofen and crush it up in his hand and put it in a Dr. Pepper. He was like, "I am really hurt right now." So it's like, all right, I guess. Is this what I have to look forward to, Kevin? He played at, I think, was St. Olaf up here for a year before he moved back down to Missouri, Kansas. God damn, he was a good football player. He just built like a box. I'm trying. Ron Moore was the running back there. He was drafted like first or second round of the NFL. And all the offensive linemen, which is what my cousin was, wore T-shirts that said "Ron runs here," and they had footprints on their backs, because they did a kind of a certain type of offense. I can't think what it's called now because I'm old and dumb. Where the offensive linemen like almost crawled. It was almost like a loaded backfield situation. But yeah, Ron Moore, also a super cool guy, came to a barbecue at my uncle's house. Yeah, dude he had broken his neck in college. His first year, I want to say, I think was at St. Olaf. And he still played, you know, I mean, he got surgery, but he came back from it. Like I've always said, like I've gotten fucked up and I've gotten hurt real bad, and I've known my limitations, but I've known some people who have just like have superhuman abilities. Like it's crazy, like how their pain tolerance and their just desire, I guess, to play is just insane. Um, and he is one of those folks. Um, he's just a cool dude. When I'm always excited when I get to see him or his kids. Um, Out of my older Missouri second cousins, he's always been the dude to take care of me and like not give me too much grief, although physically give me all sorts of grief, which is super funny because he is like 4 inches shorter than me. He's just like also, just like as wide as he is tall. Um, but I've been, his family used to take motorcycle trips up to Minnesota, but I don't think they've been in a couple years. But yeah, just the best folks. And Rusty's Missouri group of my extended family, where he was kind of the patriarch of that part of my family, just not a bad one in the bunch, just amazing, amazing humans. And I'm always, like I said, I feel bad now because it feels, I said this to to my Aunt Susan on that side of the family. I said, it's real sad Kevin's mom, that we don't get together for family reunions anymore. And she laughed and said, all our family reunions now are simply just funerals. When you get older, you'll understand. And like, I've thought about that a lot, like the last like 4 or 5 years. It's not a lie. We get old and we pass away, but it's super cool in the in between time to like recognize like how amazing your family members are and like hear their stories and kind of take a moment to breathe in the fact that these folks like paved your way. It's amazing. So I've had that like in my head all week of like Uncle Rusty's fucking dancing girl tattoo and just like what a cool guy, what a just an amazing human being. Also who brooked no shit. I honestly take 4 a night to go to bed. If I don't take, I tried to not take them for about 6 months because I was thinking maybe that was giving me some liver problems, but I just can't. I can't go to bed without them because I just am too much discomfort, too much pain. So, and even though one of my sleep meds is supposed to be a muscle relaxant and a pain reliever, it just doesn't ever seem to quite do enough to make me not be like, I guess twitchy is the word I would use. Like I'll get this weird neuropathy at night where my calves will just vibrate. It's not cramping. There's no cramp pain. It is literally just vibrating, which will make my toes just twitch on their own, which is really, really annoying and disturbing to look at because I'm like, look, Sandra, look, I'm not doing that. That's my body is just like telling me to fuck off right now. She's like, you're weird. Ben, stop being weird. I'm like, I can't help it, girl. I'm built different. I'm built. Oh shit. You're kidding me. I just threw that axe all the way down to the bottom. Not paying attention. Too busy talking about my weirdness. Too busy talking about being a weirdo. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. I've seen some people do some wild shit for football. And I'm definitely glad that at some point I realized not worth it. Not fucking worth it. It's not at all. I used to hear people be like, glory is forever, and all of a sudden be like, no, well, your knees aren't. Oh, creeper down there. Look at him just hiding out like a little hidey guy. Oh, did I get him? Got him that time. Where you going? Yeah. I need to start doing t-shirts again. I got to talk to Matt. Matt's my good t-shirt boy. Because Matt is like one of the most crazy creative people who also, on top of all that, literally can just figure out how to do anything. Like, he's just so whip snap smart when it comes to like, just like, oh yeah, he'll just look at something and go, huh, yeah, I bet you could do this. And then before you know it, he's like figured out the pathway to do it. Crazy smart human. Like, you all give me grief about not giving myself enough credit. Nah, man, the guy who don't give enough credit, who give himself enough credit, is Matt Lynn. Matt Lynn is a boss, and he just doesn't even recognize how big a boss he is, how smart he is, how talented. Yeah. So when I had my first CTE test and brain scan, I was in the hospital for a head injury and to have my eye put back in my face. Oh, yes. Yes. Success. Bamboo, baby. Super. It's funny now looking back on it, not haha funny, but like, ugh. The the neurologist I saw was like, hey, you do realize that you do not get to treat your body like an amusement park and not expect to have to pay the fee. And I was like, I don't understand what that means. And he's like, yeah, how many times have you been knocked unconscious? And we did it. And then he was like, how many times? I can't remember how it goes. How many times have you been knocked unconscious? And eventually we get to the point, like, how many times have you been hit so hard you see stars? And I was like, today? Like, come on, man. That's not a number I can give you. Like, that's like on a weekend. And I realized what a dumb fucking statement that was. So now I get to have TBI the rest of my life, which will probably be shortened because of it. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever talked about that on here. I know I've talked about almost cutting my arm off, but yeah, I got my face crushed in by an unknown assailant. Caught me by surprise and crushed my orbital bone. So, like right here, you probably can't see it now because they did such a good job, but I got a scar on underneath my eye. They had to take cartilage out of my ears to put it in my face because my eye was sinking out. And then, yeah, they have surgery to fix it. And when they brought me into the emergency room, I was fine until about 10 minutes later. And then I went into a short-term coma for 3 days. One of the only times Cassandra's mom's been mad at me because they didn't know where I was and what had happened. And my roommate told them I got stabbed in the face because he thought that's what happened. Because he saw my face and was like, Jesus Christ, that's bad. Yep. I like to say second time I dodged a bullet with death, but I probably wasn't much danger of dying at that point. I was just really, really messed up for a while. Had to wear the NBA face shield mask to work for 2 months after I got to go back to work. Because dude liked to hit. Although when I wore the mask, he left me alone. Because he was fucking cool. I actually mean that. Dude is the best. I miss him all the time. We probably never would have left Duluth if I'd have had my druthers. So, where are we at? Okay, we need to go north. Yeah, it came out. And then afterwards, it would just sink. So I had to have sit in this thing where they held my head and held my eye open to get the blood off the bottom of it before surgery because I was just crying blood. It was awesome. And by saying that, I mean it was bullshit and it sucked real bad. But I survived. I mean, I just ended up like being the thing that exacerbated me having a diagnosed TBI and having seizures because of my TBI. And it, it is what it is. It is what it is, baby. But it could have been way worse. So yeah, they do this thing, and because I'm afraid of needles, when they try to get the blood out, I ended up breaking the table because it was bolted to the floor. And they were like, "Stop pushing the table." I'm like, "I'm not pushing the table." And they're like, "You're breaking the table," and I'm not breaking the table. And I didn't even realize I was doing it because I'm still to this day afraid of needles, and they were putting one in my eye, and it just was not okay with me. Oh man, I'll tell you what. I was fine until I saw my eye, and then I panicked, threw up, and passed out. So if it gave you the heebie-jeebies, it also gave me the heebie-jeebies. You are not alone. I honestly think that the arm was worse because you could see like the insides, and my eye and face was swollen enough you couldn't. So I couldn't see anything because I thought my eye was swollen shut, and they're like, "It's not swollen shut. It's just not where it's supposed to be." Like, all right, what's that mean? Yeah, just chill out. We're going to the emergency room. But I did get to ride in a cop car with the SWAT team because I coached their kids in football. And they got me to the hospital, and they gave me a choice when they got there. I said, "You can ride in the front of the car, or you can refuse treatment, and you're going to ride in the back in handcuffs." And I said, "I will ride in the front of the car, please." Yeah, stabbed in the eye, I think, would have been way worse. I felt really bad for John, my roommate, because he was just trying to relay information. And he had no idea how bad it was. He was just trying to be helpful. The best part about all that when it comes to John, who I unfortunately had a falling out with. I do miss my buddy John. He was the best man at my wedding, but we had a big falling out, so don't see him anymore. Was one day, so my nose was pretty broken, but my nose has been broken a bunch of times. I can't even count how many times my stupid nose has been smashed up. So John comes home from work, where I am the supervisor, and I'm currently off until I heal. And he comes to check on me and tell me like how things are going, because I really want to know. I loved my job. I loved my the people I supervised. I loved the folks because there was only one dude who lived in the house. So I was constantly worried about him. He comes back to tell me what's going on, and he walks in. He knocks on the door to my room, and he walks in because I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" And he he literally hollers. And I'm like, what? And he's like, oh my God, there's blood all over your face and shirt. I was just covered in blood. And what had happened was I sleep sometimes like this, and I re-broke my nose and just bled all over the place. He thought I'd fucked up my eye again. It was like I would tease him for a long time after that. I was like, just giving him shit about it. But I'm like, it was kind of funny because I didn't feel it at all. So we just went in and got it reset, which again, not a big deal. But goddamn, he freaked out. It was the funniest because that guy's pretty implacable. Like nothing phases him. So like to actually get him, woo, woo, oh, and then I do it anyway. Wow, show it off, baby. Like Dolph Ziggler did. Um, so so to get somebody who is like so like has the ability to like look at really tough situations and then just be like it doesn't phase them, to get them in the dumbest possible way made me so giddy. But I do miss that guy. I wish sometimes I would just reach out to him and see how he's doing. Invite him to come spend some time again, but just sometimes they don't work, which is sad too because a friend of ours, um, who's retired now because he was our old man friend, because everyone needs old man friends. Um, he was like just asking about like some stuff, and I was like, should I ask how John is, or is that weird? Um, and I didn't. Oh, look, there's our house. Holy shit, we did a really weird little loop. I thought we were way farther away. So I'm thinking I might have to ask Billy Boy about how he's doing. I don't know. That's weird though, too, I think. I think that friendship ship has sailed. Yeah, I don't know. It's that weird thing of like, I just don't know, like, if there's anything to even be said at that point. Because I literally kicked him out of my house. So yeah, he acted a fool. He lost his temper and acted out really poorly. And I was like, yeah, that's not flying here. You got to go. Like, you get a warning if you act a fool like that too much. I just don't have the tolerance for it. But looking back, I wish I would have been more like, hey man, what's going on? But it didn't, and I can't go back and fix that. So I don't know how he's doing now, because like I said, I don't even know where he's at. Last I heard, he was still working with the same dude we all worked with, which is amazing and very laudable, because that is a rough individual to work with at times. I mean, I might have to ask Bill. I mean, Bill might be able to tell me more, but I don't know. I just you're right. You're not wrong at all. Just trying to find the proper way, I guess, to do that is maybe much easier said than done. And believe it or not, I have a big ego and a large sense of pride. Um, so I'm not always the easiest to do stuff like that, which is a huge detriment. It's what we in the business would call a character flaw. What business? I don't know. Hey, Spike, do you know what tomorrow is? Or if anyone else who's watching. But I feel like a lot of times it's just me, myself, and Spike. Spike, do you know what tomorrow is? Cheat day, baby! You're damn right. You're damn right. Oh, I already said that, didn't I? Because you asked me what I was going to. Oh, memory. Not even in the corner of my mind. Yeah, tomorrow's cheat day. Very excited. I have no idea what I'm having except for spicy mocha. Because it won't last forever and I need it. I need it in my blood. Also, I don't fucks with Starbucks because I don't support places that support genocide. So I do my business with the boo. Because last I checked, they aren't supporting genocide, but I can also be wrong because, man, there's a lot of countries who just feel like genocide okay. If you as brown person, genocide okay. Fucking this world can lick my nuts sometimes. Oh, from where? Like, because I'm ordering out, baby. When it's cheat day, it's like I don't fuck around. Like I'm getting some food from out. Where is this mystical place that has this suggestion you're making me that is making my mouth salivate? Not for sure for takeout. Well, we do have all those. I don't have crispy. I don't think we have crispy buffalo chicken. Well, you have buffalo chicken. Cassandra went all out getting her stuff prepared for her birthday, and then like people ate like way less than she thought they would. So we have a bunch of barbecue and buffalo chicken. We gotta probably freeze a bunch of it. Her and her birthday curse. But she did get her this. She did get her. I couldn't get her as much as I would love to have gotten her, just because I can't afford her right now. But and usually I go crazy on her birthday anyway. But I did get her a sweet Lego set. She's very excited about. So, and my good brother-in-law, he was like, telling me about like this some I don't remember if it was Ali or if it was Macari or another Timu or something like that. Some knockoff Legos because I get her knockoff Legos because I can get my dollar goes so much further. And some of them are honestly they're just as cool if not cooler. I see you, skeleton. You want to come? You want to come fuck with this? I will give you this. Be blasting, son. Don't come for me. You're gonna find out the hard way. So yeah, I got her little Lego guy thing. She was stoked about it. That was super cool. Which we did Sunday. We finished Agatha All Along, which as a comic guy I enjoyed. Although I was very frustrated by the dumbest shit, like the fact that Agatha Harkness is a young lady and not an old woman. That was drawn by Jack Kirby. Which I guess they're changing her in the comic books to be more like Catherine Hahn, which, you know what? Good for you, Marvel. Took a character that no one really gave a shit about, who was a substitute fan, or a very low-key character in Fantastic Four, was Franklin's babysitter, I want to say at times, who was also a witch. And you made her, whoever decided to bring her into the Scarlet Witch stuff. I mean, she dealt with Scarlet Witch in the comics, but I mean, like, onto that show and do that, genius. Like, talk about taking a character that really wasn't doing anything and just blowing it up. But like, let's be honest, that's also far different than the comics. So, and that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I'm fine with it. I said I'm cool with it. But yeah, that was cool. I'm trying to plan on getting her. I saw that Titania, however you say it, who was in the She-Hulk show, but I mainly know from being Crusher Creel's wife and always fighting with She-Hulk in the comics. And oh, hey guys, thought you were going to sneak up on me, huh? Well, guess what? You're going to have to cross this water now, son. Look at this guy thinking he's smart in this awesome outfit. I want that outfit. Yeah, I have mixed feelings about that. Oh, but that's when we're getting the Young Avengers, and I do like the Young Avengers. And I love the idea of her as a ghost, like kind of behind the scenes, like teaching Billy Kaplan stuff. Although, did you notice, anybody who watched it? Yeah, that's what I'm after is the Secret Wars one. Because like I love Secret Wars. And I think maybe because it sold me toys when I was a kid. It was just a comic designed to sell a big dork like me action figures, and it worked. It worked so well. Up. Pew, pew. Guess that's gonna be a thing, huh? Do we really get involved in this? Oh shit, there's fish in there? All right, that's cool. We're gonna keep that like it is. Now we're just gonna have to go in here. I can remember what I was talking about. I was probably complaining about comics. Yeah, that's a figure I really want to get because of how much I know she likes She-Hulk, but also like during the Dan Slott run, there was the really cool thing where like we finally get like She-Hulk and Titania kind of having that discussion of like, why do we even do this? Why are we punching each other? And I also really like the fact that her and Crusher are married now, and like they're not just punch happy bad guys, because like all the bad guys that took over Avengers Mansion with that version of the Masters of Evil, I always felt like it was like those two were like, why were they involved with a Nazi, Baron Zemo, and like a Mr. Hyde who is, you know, is a guy who will kill you for just like no reason. I always felt like that was a weird flex for some of those characters to be involved in that group of the Masters of Evil. I mean, I don't know. That's just me though, and I'm a big dork. But I mean, hey, she's a cool character. I really liked them in Al Ewing's Immortal Hulk as part of the Gamma Flight response, their Gamma response team that was under the leadership of Carol Danvers, who apparently just gets to do everything now. I can't think of things she's not involved in. I think she's the leader of the Avengers now, which I'm kind of like, okay. I'm not the biggest fan of that character. I don't really have a particular reason why. I just find her particular character to sometimes be really grating. Especially like when they did the whole like she's a recovering alcoholic, so Tony can help her through her alcoholism thing. I was always like, but that's dumb. Like her journey to being an alcoholic was like she literally was tricked into bearing the son of Michael Korvac. That's horrible. Like basically like kind of cosmic rape, I guess. So fuck Tony. Tony shit was like, I'm a rich guy and I got rich guy problems and feel bad for me. By the way, I'm not the biggest Tony Stark guy in the world, if you can't tell. How did I miss? There we go. So yeah, not a fan of that story. Which also, wasn't a bad story because it was a Kurt Busiek part of Avengers. So it was like one of the best Avengers writers. So actually, am I complaining about it? I don't even know anymore. Yeah, game, I get it. You can sneak up on me when I'm in the middle of doing other business. I get it. You're good. I'm bad. There's another one. See him coming? Go up here and get our stuff. We earned this. This belongs to us. Where's he at? Oh, there you are. Sun's up. Sun's out. Guns out. It's a pig, isn't it? I was hoping some. Oh, there's a creeper over there. There's a creeper in them there hills. Oh, God, I'm so bad with the bow. Boom. There's a frienderman up there. I'm not going to mess with him. He can leave me alone. All right. What do we? Oh, there he is. Hey, guy. There's two of them. We're going to do one of these. Yeah, I can see you. Can you see me? Yeah, I'm staring right at you. Come get some. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to be something I think it comes out in January, so I'm not like sweating it right now. But it's something I do want to try to get for her. So, because she does love her some. I do love the fact that she's found a love of action figures. And I mean, she's still like the other day was like, I know I've got a lot of cool ones, but I think Power Princess might be my favorite right now. Like, oh, that's a good action figure. I was able to get it when it wasn't $1 billion too, because apparently, I wonder if they just undermade those or something. Because my God, is that figure pricey now? Really? I was telling Matt about this. I am mad and perplexed constantly by how Hasbro and Mattel handle their distribution. It makes no sense. It's like dudes who then want to bitch about nickels and dimes when they could be bitching about millions of dollars. They're just so bad. It's just so frustrating. Like, it's the same thing with the whole Walmart thing. That just makes me so angry. It's so dumb. Like, Walmart doesn't give a fuck. So why should I just don't understand why at any point any company should look at Walmart and be like, yeah, you know what? Let's do distribution through them. They seem like a worthwhile partner. They're truly the drizzling shits. Was that for when you say they tweaked the amount they made? Was that for Power Princess? Or was that for Titania? Also, that She-Hulk in that same, or like in another, the big She-Hulk, and that particular like time of releases is also just amazing. That's a fucking great figure. Oh, the whole wave? That doesn't surprise me. That sounds like some Hasbro-ish shit. As one of my college football coaches would say, you could fuck up a wet dream. And that's what I think of Hasbro and Mattel most of the time. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but by Ollie's and Ross, is that like a regional store? Because I know there's a lot of regional stores that I don't have any access to, but that also, I think that is a regional store, isn't it? I'm now that I say that, I'm like, oh yeah, that's Ollie's and Ross is like a regional. That's a regional place, baby. That's not for you. That's for other people. Let's cut these down. These guys don't have beehives in them. We're gonna start making glass bottles so we can start to get some of this honey. Huh. I don't think I've ever heard of it. That's cool though. I mean, I'm always happy when anybody gets stuff. I just hate the fact that Walmart is such a bastard. Gets exclusives and then fucks them up. I'll tell you something else the other day. I got a message from BBTS about the Necroconda figure. And they were like, and yes, this is man baby talk where I complain about toys because I'm a giant man baby. But they were like, yeah, you know that Necroconda figure you ordered a while back? It's no longer going to be released when we said it was going to be released, which is not their fault. That's not them at all. Instead, it's going to be either in the second quarter of the year, which I was like, it's November now, guys. Or, oh God, what was that? By the end of December. And I was like, what? This is the weirdest email you guys have ever sent. But, hey. And I know I've seen other people have gotten their hands on that figure, which is just weird. But man, that's a cool looking figure. And it'll be worth the wait. It'll be worth the wait. All right, we replanted those little beautiful trees. Let's go unpack our bags. They're not sometimes tiring. Like, you're being too generous. They are tiring. I would not wish Walmart exclusives on my worst enemy. I just don't know how they can fuck that up so massively on a consistent basis, and still have Mattel still do business with them, or Hasbro still do business with them. But then again, I just don't think there's a whole lot of other outlets. I'm shocked they don't do more with Amazon, because it's not like kids go into stores, or adult-sized children go into stores and to Walmart, and they can even find them on the shelves most of the time. So, because they're all in the secondary market being sold by people who got their grubby paws on them before they get to the shelves. That's right, I'm bitter. What of it? I do have Geldor to open up yet. I haven't done that yet. I figure I'll save that. It's in a box over there. This Mohawk, which means the one I made, I'm going to have to figure out where it's hiding at and take it apart, which is fine. I gotta get my stupid thing over there, my diorama, done so I can start putting figures out. Oh, geez. Well, I mean, I can believe that, because that's the type of shit that I think that happens far too often. And that also sounds like some fucking Kickstarter-esque bullshit. Because God, that whole model is beyond aggravating. Of like, you might get your stuff. If we get around to it, you'll probably get it. It just one of the many reasons I don't do Kickstarters very often anymore, unless something I feel like so invested in, or that I like I can't get this anywhere else. Yeah, I think the last Kickstarter I did was the Motu game. Honestly, God, has it been that long since I've done one? That's wild if it is. But Kickstarter just harsh mistress. A harsh mistress. Yeah, I do also wish that sometimes they would just be like, listen, we're not going to even put these up for pre-order until we have a better timeline. But I also understand they don't do that because they need to get those pre-orders in. So I don't know. It's just, again, just a stupid aggravation. Us complaining about the dumbest shit possible, but we're allowed to. I have deemed it so. I just wish it was easier to be able to like deal with those situations. But you know, you want something, that's why you pre-ordered it. And then you set and you wait and you wait and you wait and you wait, and then you're like, I'm never gonna get this, am I? This is just something that was a hope and a wish, and now I'm finding out it's just like that's not gonna happen. So, how do you like the Plunderlings? I know Dave swears by them. He is a huge fan. So I'm always curious, like, are they as good as? Because Dave also, and David, I love you, but you literally speak in hyperbole. You you will say things sometimes where I'm just like, what? Because you speak in hyperbole sometimes, and it's just a thing you do, and that's okay. I still love you. Like Dave's also the guy who said that talked about that one day Otis would be in the Hall of Fame. And I was like, are you sure you want to say that out loud in a public forum, buddy? But what are you gonna do? I say dumb shit on the daily. So I can't give him too much grief. I mean, I can, and I probably will. But he loves him some Plunderlings. Fact. Like a needle needs a vein and a preacher needs pain. David loves Plunderlings. Ooh. Woo! Calories killing me today. I just want to get done with these last 70 or so I can stop. My feet is killing me. My feet is paining. My feet are paining me. Did you look at the weird like monster stuff that was coming? I can't remember what it's called, where they just were like combining um the whole premise was they were combining like two different types of creatures. It felt very like old school 80s toy, which I mean that in a good way. One of them was like a snake and a scorpion. I can't remember the other one was like, God, what was it? It was something in a whale, because I thought that was very funny for some reason. But they didn't have the articulation I wanted, so I skipped them. But I liked the design a lot. I thought they had a really, really cool design. Um, so I was just curious if that might have caught your eye at some point, because it definitively caught mine. And I think we are relatively similar when it comes to that stuff. Um, Although I might be speaking out of turn on that. You'd be like, Yeah, I guess I like some stuff that you like, Ben, but mainly your taste sucks balls. And I'd be like, hey, Spike, you watch your dirty mouth. It's a good way. It's a good way to get smacked. Yeah, Cowan Will. I loved that design. I really did. Did you back that? Yeah, it kind of had like a cool like Street Sharks vibe too, which I was very like, hell yeah, good for you. I didn't see the episode where Dave talked to him, but I asked Dave, and Dave was like, "Oh, that guy's legit cool. He's a cool guy. He was very nice." So, and again, David, I love you, but David can again speak in hyperbole quite often. But I will say, when it comes to asking David if people are nice, he will not blow smoke up your ass. He is a great judge of people when it comes to that. Like if someone sucks, he will sniff out their suck real quick. Um, he's got a really good, almost preternatural ability to do that. Like how is so and so? Like if he goes, they're okay, or if he ever goes, I don't care for them, I'll be like, oh, they're awful. If Dave says that, they're real bad. They're the devil, because that is not his style. Yes, we do. You passed. Okay, well, I know that like the boss fight stuff that kind of happened where I guess dude who started the company and kind of brought Dave in to do some of that work isn't in charge. Eric, I don't think Eric's in charge there anymore, which is weird to me, but because that was also very much like, is this something I should look at getting into a little bit? Some of the stuff they're putting out. Who are the 9 to 5 warriors? I don't think I've seen that. There's so many like really interesting little companies like putting out like really cool stuff right now that it's kind of hard to keep up with. I don't think I know what 9 to 5 warriors is though. Ooh, cool. Yeah, send it to me. I'm intrigued. Um, I'm not in the market to start a new genre or a new line or anything, but I'm always interested in looking because you never know. Maybe I'll win the lottery, or I probably won't. I know I won't, but it doesn't hurt to think about it. All right, I'm going to finish putting stuff away, and then we're going to call it. Um, but I'm gonna put all this stuff away first. I am a man sticking to the man. I'm always, like I said, I'm always very intrigued. I think there is a masterful amount of interesting things going out right now. There's a lot of creativity, and there's a lot of, I think what really is intriguing to me is there's a lot of companies that aren't doing the same thing. Perfect. I'll take it on Insta. Spike, I'll take it wherever I can get it, baby. There's just a lot of folks who are putting out some interesting stuff right now. And I'm always intrigued at least to check it out, even if I'm not going to particularly purchase it. I think there's always worth in looking and seeing what people are doing. Ah. Okay. I can always tell it's toward the end because I'm getting my body starting to be like, hey, we done yet? We done yet? We should be done now. Like you said we'd be done. And I'm like, I never promised you a rose garden. And my body's like, I don't give a shit what you say. We should be done about now. Hell yeah. Boom. Done. All right. Let's go outside quickly, plant these lilacs. Which I think are very pretty. Oh. Let's go plant one big old dark oak since Cassandra's building with it. We're going to plant it right here. And we'll put the rest away for later plantings. Because that was one we had some of, and then the game was like, well, guess what? You don't have any more. I'm like, screw you, game. And we're going to take 4 of these. And apparently I'm going to do that because I'm an idiot. Boom. We're going to go down to our farming area right here. Oh, that's all of them? For real? Shit. I messed that up. Good enough. I'll paint this rose. We'll throw that egg. And then we'll turn the rest of this into steaks. And then go sell them real quick. And we'll have had a very, very, very profitable little adventure. We had ourselves an adventure. Spike, before I go, big plans coming up this weekend. Anything big on the agenda for the embodiment of coolness? Spike has gone quiet because he's just that cool. What are we doing? I was doing a thing. I don't remember what it was. This weekend, what shall I do? This weekend, I am going to probably not do much of anything. I don't think we have plans. So I will probably just be at the beck and call to my better half and see what she needs me to do and then not do anything. Well, I'll do what she asks me to do because I know where my bread is buttered. But overall, no. We talked about, James and I talked about like having some conversations about like what some plans are here going forward, but I don't know if that'll be this weekend or another weekend or whenever that might actually take place because we don't always have the ability to match up our schedules. He's a busy dude. Oh, what do you got for me? Oh, I guess I can buy terracotta. That's kind of cool. Who are you? Oh, Jeffrey. 1 second, Jeffrey. I'm going to put all this stuff in here, and then I'm just going to buy a butt ton of stuff from you. Don't go, Jeffrey. Jeffrey. Jesus, how much stuff do I have to buy from you, Jeffrey, before you'll just love me? All right, we're going to throw this on the ground and pick up our emeralds. Love me, Jeffrey. Love me. That's probably it. I think at work they were trying to we get so much donation stuff that they were talking about that they might have an extra turkey. And if they have an extra turkey, then I might take that off their hands and I might start looking at smoking a turkey here soonish. Because that would be delicious. And I don't think my wife would complain too much about that. She complains about very little, but if I was like, hey, I got free turkey, I think she'd be like, oh, hell yeah, we're going to smoke that bad boy. And I'd be like, hell yeah. Just made us sound really dorky. I promise we're very dorky, but I don't know if we're that dorky. Oh, hell yeah, dog. Let's go smoke that turkey. But I think that might be the plan. It's just kind of maxing and relaxing for my peaks and freaks. Jesus Christ, I'm an idiot. Oh, how does anyone tolerate me? Like, I'm asking and not for a friend. How does anyone put up with my just insane amount of drivel and bullshit that falls out of my face? I sometimes do not know. And by sometimes, I mean most of the time, I do not know. But I think that'll probably be it. We finished what's her face, Agatha along, so I think we might try to go back and finish Ahsoka. Yeah, hell yeah. And then I would probably, honestly, broil the breast as well to get it crispy. Or I might go so far as what my amazing mother-in-law does for me, because she's a goddamn saint, is she will take the skin off the turkey and then she'll cook it separately so it gets crispy, so I can just have crispy skin. And it's just the most weirdly heartwarming thing that she does. She's something else. She really is. It's like the most nice thing someone could do for somebody else when it comes to like food is just go, Well, that's not too much work. I can just do that. It's like, but the reality is it is too much work. But she does it anyway. She's just the best. So yeah. Um, that might be a thing I do too. I want to do a Dr. Pepper, spicy Dr. Pepper. God dang it. Are you going to be a butt or what? Are we good? It is like super heartwarming. My mother-in-law's fucking incredible. Um, there's a reason my wife is amazing. It's because her mom is legit. So she got that she got that from her mom and dad, who are both cool. Um, I also want to do a pork butt or a shoulder here soon with a spicy Dr. Pepper like brine, and then like not marinade but spritzing as it's going along. I watched somebody do that the other day, and I was like, this looks like I could get knee deep in this business. Because I love Dr. Pepper. I love spicy stuff. I love pork. These are like three things I really enjoy. Yeah. The Debonator is amazing. She is legitimately fucking just the best. And I won't dog on Dave either. My father-in-law Dave's, he's he is a trip. He's just super funny and very inappropriate, like 90% of the time, which is fucking incredible. They're just cool people. They're so different than my parents or my parent now, that it's wild in a good way. So I consistently recognize how lucky I am with my in-laws. And while I don't always care for everyone in that circle all the time, I can get very frustrated by them, especially during these COVID years. I do like legitimately love all of them and their rural Minnesota-ness. It's the nicest way I can put it. So, and everyone needs a Big Dave. Big Dave? Big Dave. Big Dave reminds me of my grandpa in some ways because he ends all sentences with like, and stuff. And that's like some shit my grandpa would do back in the day. So it is like one of the most endearing things because it reminds me so much of like my grandpa, and stuff. Although he would always say, which I think is super funny, my grandpa was notorious for saying, you know what a man could do about everything. You know what a man could do? You know what a man could do? What could a man do, Grandpa? You know what a man could do with that? What could a man do with that? We teased him about that shit constantly. Just the best. So weird. Like where did your little like catchphrase come from, Grandpa? You know what a man could do? You know what a man could do with that? You know what a man could do with all that cheese? Also, like complaining about the bill constantly was my other favorite thing my grandpa would do. To the point where my brother and my dad would be like, if you don't shut the fuck up about the bill, I'm going to leave you in the car next time. Oh, God. They did that to him in Texas, and it was one of the funniest things I'd ever seen. If you say one more word about that bill, I'm putting you in the car and I'm taking you to an old person's home. And my grandpa's response was, you try and I'll slap 3 different colors of shit out of you. Because that's the type of shit we get down with. Which leads me to the end of our time tonight. 2 hours, 10 minutes, give or take. What would that be? 600 calories. And a good ass time. I hope you had a good time because I had a good time. If you watch this in the future, I'm just a chunky boy trying to lose some weight while playing some Minecraft and having a good time. And I've got this stupid smile on my face because we talked about my Uncle Rusty and my grandpa and all those people today. With Spike, Spike, you're not here, but we got that love for you in the frozen north. So, Spike, I hope the remainder of your week goes well. And we got to get through one more, big guy. One more. Sun's going down, big flaw. I'll be back. Probably not tomorrow. Probably not Saturday. I'll make no promises because I might get up and be like, I'm bored. I might as well stream. But I will be back for sure Sunday for prep school. I don't have anything to prep, but I will say we had a wonderful conversation last week with the Duke Walters out in Cali. Good friend, great oldie, cool 108. Someone I've known my entire life who is absolutely a phenomenal creative person. And I'm hoping to have more people on. I'm going to try to convince Hess to come on soon to talk about all of his projects, all of their projects. My apologies. And just talk about some creative things we've talked about doing together. And then Monday is going to be Chaos Scar. I moved it to this Monday because I was on my ass on last Monday, so I needed the day. We got 3 players. Who knows if we'll get more? I'm going to try at some point to sneak those 2 one-shot taped episodes, one with Warrior, one with Cassandra, to find out what they did in their 90 days adventures away from everyone. And I think that's it. I don't know. We'll wait and see what Colin's schedule looks like next week before we commit to doing. We might do it on Thanksgiving. He talked about doing Spoopy Boys or Spook Troop. Say the same thing so often they just fall out of my face. We might do Spook Troop on Thanksgiving. Maybe. I don't know. We'll talk. If we do, maybe we'll just do a watch along or something fun. I don't know. I'll talk to him about it. And we'll figure it out. But yeah, that's been it. We did it, guys. We did it. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of all of you. You're doing good work. Take a long look in the mirror and make sure you know I care about you. And you're going to do good things. You're working hard. You're making progress. It's all that matters. Every inch forward is an inch forward. You got this. And I'll see you on Sunday. All right, until then, be bombus to one another. Spike, reach out to me. We'll fiddle with it. We're all off that day, so